Well, hey there. How are you? Welcome back. It's time once again for the Golden Age of DC Comics, 365 days, where I take this well-loved hardcover coffee table book given to me about 2 decades ago by one of my best friends. It's been serving my coffee table ever since. It's well-read, well-loved, and I thought it would make some excellent content to make comic book conversations like we used to have in the comic book shop, and to have it here with you today, now. And I'm using this book for its intended purpose, a page a day. I'm going to open the book up to today's date. We're going to look at some comic book art. We're going to read the blurb, and then we're going to talk about comic books. And we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. We are. This is a 2004 Abrams Press book, written and curated by Les Daniels, Chip Kidd, and Geoff Spear. I left a link in the description to Amazon if you want your own copy. Last time I checked, it was $7.50. That's a steal, and it will look great on your coffee table. And what goes great with a coffee table book and a coffee table talk? Some good coffee. So pull up a chair, grab a cuppa, and let's talk some comic books, okay? Well, the golden age of DC Comics runs from 1938 to 1955. The Silver Age runs from 1956 until 1970. I'm a Bronze Age baby. That runs between 1970 and 1985. And I hear the Copper Age begins in 1985. And I love talking about the different ages of comics, such as what age are we in now? How do we define it? And what age did we just leave? Leave a comment in the comment section. Let's continue this comic book conversation. But let's open up to today. It is May the 20th, and it's one of my favorite all-time characters since I was a kid. It's Captain Marvel Jr., one of the best kid sidekick costumes ever. It's a kid with a magic word that transforms him from basically a weak kid with a disability to a fully robust hero that can right wrongs. He punches real Nazis, not the internet kind that just disagree with you. Yeah, I mean, seriously, let's not go there, please. But it's May 20th. This is art by Mac Rayboy. This is from the cover of Captain Marvel Jr., number 6, cover dated April 21st of 1943, smack dab in the middle of World War II. So, on this dynamic cover, Captain Marvel Jr. takes a wallop at a fanged, hairless fiend who is also a movie producer. Backed by a star that may be symbolic of Hollywood, the villain takes the punch while his apprentice demons scatter in all directions. Comic book artists rapidly realized that a sock on the jaw looked more impressive when the follow-through was depicted instead of the instant of impact. As for the suggestion about the sinister influence of the cinema, it was probably inadvertent. In their quest for ideas to fill so many comic books with several stories every month, writers and editors inevitably sent almost all their heroes to the movie capital. And let's look at the art once again. And we're going to talk about, for a second, the dynamics of a comic book punch. I've been reading about this a little bit. Look at that. There's a big star. So either the guy is seeing stars, or maybe that's on the Walk of Hollywood, and then you have demons in the background, and that's the follow-through. And you can see the reaction to getting hit. You can see the follow-through in the punch, and that's what we call a strong figure. And also a strong figure would have been in the wind-up, but the actual throwing of the punch is a weak figure. And we're going to get into that in just a second. Let's talk a little bit about Captain Marvel Jr. real quick. Freddie Freeman was injured by Captain Nazi, a bad guy. And so Captain Marvel saved his life. And by doing so, he gave him a bit of his power. He said to Freddie Freeman, "If you say my name, Captain Marvel, which was your magic word, you will be transformed into Captain Marvel Jr." He couldn't spend all of his time as Captain Marvel Jr. because that would take away his ability to heal. But he spent, he spent all of World War II with stories depicting the plight of the working class. This is from the wiki. The working class and working poor people during World War II, even as he fought Japanese air attacks, conferred with U.S. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt and the UK Prime Minister Winston Churchill, and even came close to capturing Adolf Hitler himself. Freddie continued to live in a rundown hovel and to dress in shabby rags. In most of his adventures, Freddie Freeman is depicted as a character to be pitied for his injury, reminiscent of Tiny Tim from Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, until he transforms into his superpowered state. C.C. Beck, writer of the books, described the character as resembling Tiny Tim as Freddie Freeman and Peter Pan as Captain Marvel. Junior, Captain Marvel, and Mary Marvel began appearing together in the Marvel Family comic book beginning in 1945. That title and Junior's own title ran until 1953, when Fawcett Publications discontinued all the Marvel Family comics as a result of the lawsuit brought by National Comics, which was later DC Comics. They sued Fawcett Comics because it was they said, "You're ripping off our Superman," and lo and behold, they were found guilty of that, and all that legal work put them into the poorhouse, and they had to sell they had to stop publication and sell everything to their distinguished competitor, DC Comics. And that's why Shazam is part of the DC universe. And let's talk for a second about how to draw a knockout punch. This is a strong pose. This is the weak pose, and this is a strong pose, the follow through. And also, it's called the arc of the punch, which follows through the jawline of the victim of the punch. And when you will see their head snap into the direction of the fist in the follow through. Also, modern comics can add blur effects using Photoshop or something like Photoshop. There's a motion blur filter that can simulate speed and motion, and better than speed lines or after images. And it's just this evolution of kinetic energy in this 2D drawing on these cave paintings, and that's pretty cool too. That's a newer thing, using computer-based applications and programs to help with art. But what do you think? Leave a comment in the comment section, please, and we will read them on the air eventually, and it's been another great day with one of my favorite comic book characters, Captain Marvel Jr. I love this art. I love his outfit. It's and you know what? And I hope you're having a great day. And I hope you have the ability to leave the worries of the world behind for a few minutes. You crack open a book or a comic book and be spirited away, transformed into a hero, transported to an alien world, and just leave behind the many problems of this planet, of this earth, and have fun stepping into someone else's shoes and wearing someone else's cape and tights, and I hope that's the point of good fiction, to spirit us away and to give us a respite from this world's many problems. And thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be talking about comic books every day for the rest of the year. So tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern, and we'll find out who we're talking about when we turn the page tomorrow. Like and subscribe if you could be so kind. I make lots of different daily content. I'm an ordained minister, an amateur theologian. Hashtag lighten up. It's about enlightenment, and it's about how spirituality can improve your daily existence. Tune in for my gratitude list to my Sunday sermons. I'm also a professional chef. I share with you some cooking hacks so you can make delicious, nutritious, and beautiful food for your family at your table and your home. So, yeah, if you make anything I suggest, send some pictures, okay? I'd love to see. And we also talk about comic books every day. So, God bless, good luck, namaste, and I hope to see you again tomorrow, okay? You have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.